over. It's designed to take up time. A lot of the same principles in play in the quarter court defensively, except for with great rim protection.
Maryland wins the opening tip. Ron Groover, Lee Cassell, and James Breeding, our officiating crew. The Terps are without their leading scorer and rebounder, Pharrell Payne. That's a significant loss. Appeared to hurt his knee last Saturday in the loss to Michigan, the #1 team by many metrics in the country, #2 in the polls, 101-83. And the first shot missed by Miles Rice as Virginia pushes tempo. We will say that tonight. More than you've heard for a long time around these parts. Into the paint, here's Testa Ritter, leading scorer for UVA. Off the window, won't go. Dallin Hall charged down, and it will be a foul against Hall over by the Maryland bench. Good effort already for Buzz Williamson. He liked the way they played, Debbie, in the loss to Michigan. They actually led by 9 in the second half before Michigan took over in that Wolverine win on Saturday.
This is a Maryland team that has to move the ball, not because they're the best shooting team that Buzz has had. They've got to get Virginia rotating and attacking closeouts. That can get downhill and get to the free throw line, and that's when they're really good.
Maryland starting lineup, it's their 6th different starting lineup this season. They're without Payne and Guillermo Del Pino, a freshman, due to injury. Terrapins have missed a ton of games due to injury this season, and Buzz Williams is limited again today. Here's David Coit at the end of the shot clock, coming off 31 against Michigan. Coit will not get a shot, and Virginia, much like the Wahoo teams of the last 16 years, forces a long possession and a shot clock violation.
This is where the perimeter size is a factor. Look at the switch right here out to the perimeter. That is a lot of size on David Coit, the 5'11" graduate transfer.
For Virginia, Dallin Hall, the BYU transfer, leads the point. There are 3 transfers in the starting lineup, Malik Thomas in St. Louis, and 2 European players, Testa Ritter, Johan Brunlo, both potential NBA players, and DeRitter again with a miss and a late foul. Brunlo was going for the rebound, got pushed. And the foul's going to go against Maryland and Elijah Saunders, who spent last season here at Virginia, the first-year Terp with the first Terrapin foul.
So, Kevin, this is a Virginia team that has size at every position over Maryland. Maryland, without Payne, doesn't have a typical 5 or a rim protector. So Saunders is actually their 5 player in this lineup.
Thomas for 3, no good. This rebound will stay with one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. Virginia, to your point on that size, Debbie, they're a great shot blocking team. They're a great offensive rebounding team as well.
Well, they crash. They have assignments about crashing, and they're committed to going to get an offensive rebound to create extra possessions.
Here's Brunlo, the 7-footer from Germany. Hall, the veteran after 3 years at BYU, scores the game's first bucket for UVA.
Really nice action in the middle third. He snakes that ball screen, gets his hips and shoulders passed to the second level, and does a nice job of finishing, does Dallin Hall.
It's a Maryland team that is not a great shooting team. What they do well, they get to the free throw line as much as almost anybody in the country. Solomon Washington spins into a tough 2, and the Toledo transfer Sam Lewis at 6'7" with a rebound. UVA, an outstanding 3-point shooting team, one of the best in the country.
Good job by Miles Rice right there to force him uphill and not let him go back door.
But Hall finds the 7-footer Brunlo, and Virginia's got the first 4.
You want to have better ball pressure on the passer on that, but that's just a great piece of execution by UVA. You can take vision away, Kevin, but when you're undersized, you got to really get up in guys and make them feel you.
Coit, graduate transfer, NIU, Kansas, now Maryland, finds a little seal, leaves it short. There are a lot of rush shots, Debbie, around the paint because of the size of Virginia. They've been one of the best 2-point defensive teams in the country. Maryland has started 0 for 3, and all 3 of those misses have come from inside the arc. Here's Hall, a bucket and an assist already. Hall for Thomas in the dying moments of the shot clock. Thomas drives and is held up by the redshirt freshman George Turkson. Turkson having to play above his skis, 5-man at 6'7". Here's Miles Rice. Good scorer, began his career at Washington State. And now Saunders, the former Cavalier, with some jeers from his old crowd. Washington into the shot clock hoist, and the second shot clock violation for Maryland in the first 4 minutes.
Good ball pressure, good rotations, good discipline on the defensive end, not allowing Maryland to get in the paint. Watch this snake right here. This is a terrific job of playing in the middle third by Hall, getting all the way to the rim, and then the lob right here. The middle third with shooters in the corner, you can't pinch, there's no help. It's a great job of executing.
The scorer and the assister on that play both check out. Chance Mallory, spark plug freshman from here in Charlottesville, is in the game, along with Ugana Onyenso. Terrific shot blocker, 33 in Virginia Orange. Now here is Mallory trying to burst by the freshman Andre Mills. Onyenso for three. The fourth of his season and career.
He worked on it after shoot-around today. He got some extra shots up.
And then Mallory sneaks his way in for a takeaway. Chance Mallory, who has 15 more steals than anybody else on this roster, gives Virginia an extra possession after he set up Onyenso for a three.
Mallory doing a good job of finding a shooter in the corner. Onyenso for three. Virginia in the lead.
Now you can get Zaxby's Asian Sensation flavor on a salad, their famous chicken fingers, or in a giant wrap. Hey, buddy. Hey.
Sauce.
You sauced out. Have an egg roll. The Asian Sensation menu. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
Looking for a fun night out? K1 Speed puts you behind the wheel for an adrenaline-filled time you and your friends will never forget. Off the track, the fun keeps rolling with arcade games, great food, and drinks. They even have private party rooms for your birthday parties and corporate outings. Race hard, laugh harder, and claim your spot on the podium. K1 Speed. More than racing, it's an experience.
Good to see you again.
Oh, hi.
The lot next to that home's actually been rezoned. Gonna be tons of construction. Luckily, that's not the place I'm showing you today.
We all have a name. It will be called. It will be tested. And it will live on. By the people it inspires.
Clorox Scentiva. Cleans like Clorox. Smells like cherry blossom. Experience long-lasting freshness with new Clorox Scentiva Cherry Blossom.
Come over and we get the ragu. Mangia, mangia. Delicious, easy. Really good.
That's excellent.
Fabulous. A lot of flavor and little price. Ragu. It's a non-approved.
Christmas. This Christmas Day, Disney Plus.
Virginia is improved in every way imaginable from last year. Better scorers, better defensively, more athletic, and much bigger. Devin Tillis, second best shot blocking team in the country. 6 players at 6'7" or taller.
Well, when Ryan Odom went to the portal, he needed to get size, and he looked for three-point shooters. He got guys that have won, and this team plays with a sense of urgency. I mean, you've got guys that have been winners, they've been successful at other places, but now you step it up a level. And they have produced.
They've held Maryland to 0 for 4 with 3 turnovers, 2 shot clock violations so far. First of A 4-year home-and-home between these teams. Virginia's got a 7-0 lead as Jakari White, their best three-point shooter, misses a three and then commits a foul against Miles Rice. Tomorrow's ESPN College Basketball doubleheader. Final games for each team before a holiday break. Ole Miss, NC State at 1 Eastern, then Clemson and Cincinnati. ESPN and the ESPN app starting tomorrow afternoon.
Looking to see if Will Wade put a charge in his guys. See how they respond based on some of his comments. I think Paul McNeil will be ready to play. He dropped 47 the last time he put the uniform on.
NC State 3-point record in the win over Texas Southern. 7-2 after the Miles Rice jumper gets Maryland on the board off the Sam Lewis miss. Here come the Terps with Rice again. Banks it in for three. Miles Rice, who is 7 for 14 from deep, scores a quick 5 straight.
So they get back-to-back stops. It allows them to get into a little bit of extended pressure. Buzz Williams looking to change the rhythm of the game quickly off that last timeout.
There's White, who recently hit 12 threes in a row. DeRitter, freshman from Belgium, bats his way in, misses his 3rd shot of the game, then his 4th. Mallory sticks his nose in there, the smallest guy in the court.
He averages
forces a rebound.
Almost 5 rebounds a game.
It's amazing.
He's an amazing rebounder. He plays with a high IQ. He's got a great motor. He understands being a guy that's smaller at the guard spot, playing underneath, playing off 2 feet, shoots with range. Got a really bright future.
He is 5'10", and I think we're contractually obligated to say of someone who's 5'10" in basketball, he is listed at 5'10". Now he cut there. The pass went to Onyenso. Lewis, end of the shot clock, leaves it short. White in between 3 terrapins, found the basketball for the 5th offensive rebound. So UVA's missed 9 shots and grabbed 5. Lewis. A shot fake, Devin Tillis. Onyenso for 3 again. That's well short, and Mallory's hoist does not draw the iron. It's a shot clock violation.
How about the response of Maryland coming off the timeout? 2 baskets, playing with better energy and effort on the defensive end. They've been able to extend their pressure because they've scored.
You've seen enough Buzz Williams teams. You had a sense there might be a response after a slow start.
I expected a response. They got to stack a couple of good plays back to back.
It's a building Buzz Williams, of course, very familiar with 5 years at Virginia Tech, Texas A&M, and now Maryland. There's a missed 3 for Andre Mills. Offensive rebound for Maryland. Colin Metcalf, the first of the game for the Terps.
They love this middle third action right here.
Rice steps back, passes up a 3.
It's a lot of screen, rescreen action.
Adams, tremendously talented freshman with a wild shot. Onyenso in the way. Shot clock is not reset, and the ball trickles out of bounds with 0.2 of a second. So not even enough time to catch and shoot. This will have to be a tip-in.
Onyenso doing a really good job of protecting inside.
Now this is likely going to be a 3rd shot clock violation. Isaiah Watts, junior transfer from Washington State, comes in. Again, 0.2 of a second. They did not have time to catch and shoot.
Virginia's got that's a tap, and they got to really close the space right here. Good ball pressure. Every possession matters.
Buzz Williams goes a little bigger underneath, and there's a shot clock violation. Buzz looks dismayed.
Yeah, actually, I would be too. Like, you're kind of concerned and confused. So you bring the ball down right here, and there's Mallory knocking it out of your hands. Allows Virginia to reset their defense.
He's got 23 steals now. The next closest Virginia player has 8. Coming off a 6-steal game with 10 points, 5 assists, and a win over Maryland Eastern Shore 11 days ago.
Look how spread out the floor is.
Hall back on that floor for UVA, which has missed its last 7 shots. And Hall gets dispossessed. A takeaway. Adams poked from behind by who else but Mallory. The Charlottesville kid kicks it for White. And then Mallory fights for the rebound, and he gets called for a foul over the top of Coit.
Look at this energy. So explosive and such great use of his speed.
Feels like there are 6 Chance Mallorys on the floor at any point.
2 really small guards right there, really battling.
Yeah. 2 of the most fun small guards in the country, maybe. Coit, who's coming off 31 against Michigan and started the game 3 for 3 from deep.
You know, Coit played against Elliot Cadeau in that last matchup against Michigan. I'm wondering if back-to-back small guards you don't usually get to see.
Another steal. Jakari White leaves it short. Welcome to Charlottesville, Virginia and Maryland in an old school ACC matchup. Kevin Brown, Debbie Antonelli. Been a slow offensive start. 7-5 lead for UVA, which scored the first 7. David Coit hoisted 3. Maryland's leading scorer on the floor has not scored. Pharrell Payne, the Terps' leading scorer for the season, is out with an injury, but the Terps are hanging tough. They've held Virginia to 3 for 16 shooting. Coit. Solomon Washington through the lane is fouled, and Maryland's going to shoot free throws for the first time. So game summary for those who just joining us after Memphis, Mississippi State. Virginia scored the game's first 7 points, looked in control. Maryland, since the 16-minute timeout, has locked down the Cavaliers, who missed their last 9 shots. UVA has grabbed 6 of their 13 misses, but they are cold offensively. So 7-5, the Virginia lead. If you haven't seen Virginia in a while, a long time ago in a basketball galaxy far, far away, Virginia basketball was a defensive show. But under Ryan Adams, this offensive force has awakened as a menacing attack looks for revenge after a down UVA year. 16 seasons, just 3 games a year with 80 points or more. This season, 9 of 10. Again, Debbie, they're not the Showtime Lakers offensively, but compared to what they've been, it kind of feels like it.
Well, I think when you look at their numbers, it looks like because they've scored so much more, they look like they're playing faster, where really I think it lies in their efficiency. You know, they shoot it well, they've got great rim protection, they play inside out. And I think because of their efficiency and their ability to offensive rebound at a very high level, that makes it look like they're playing fast. Now, when you go to the glass and you want to press, you're guarding 94 feet. That also speeds up the game in terms of your optics, but really it slows it down a little bit because they're still playing really good quarter-court defense.
Look at the pace for Virginia this season. The UVA record in 1954-55, 89.8 a game. This is the second highest scoring team right now in UVA history. They're top 15 in the country in offensive efficiency, in three-point percentage, in offensive rebounding. Ryan Odom took over here after a great career at UMBC, Utah State, VCU down the road, and his Virginia team leading 7-5, and their defense has kept them in this game after a slow shooting start.
They've forced really 3 shot clock violations. They're really good at communicating. Their back row can defend the rim. They have great shot blocking presence. And then when Mallory comes in, he ups the level because of his energy. So this is a deep Virginia team. This is a team very well connected on the defensive end. And this is a team very well prepared on the defensive end. Offense gets you great show, and people think it's, you know, a really faster pace, but really it lies in the fundamentals and the habits that Ryan Odom has created on the defensive end as well.
He's got a whole new roster for UVA. Chance Mallory is not a holdover, but somebody who was committed to Tony Bennett here. He's from Charlottesville. He went to St. Anne's Belfield School down the road. Who's the winningest player, highest scoring player in that program's history. Recommits to UVA with a new coach, and though he comes off the bench, Debbie, 3rd highest scorer, 3rd best rebounder, 2nd leading assist man, leading steals man at 5'10", 186.
And we're talking about efficiency. This freshman averages 12 points a game, and averages 6 field goal attempts a game. He's getting 12 points, double figures, on an average of 6 shots. That is impressive. That shows how his impact is all over the game, and his imprint is on the defensive end as well because of the way he defends and the IQ with which he plays. And sometimes it's risky, but I think it's a calculated risk.
So Maryland is at the free throw line right now. Solomon Washington, a 6'7" senior from New Orleans who joined Buzz Williams when he came from Texas A&M to Maryland. There were 4 players transfer over from A&M. Washington hits both free throws, and Maryland has answered a Virginia 7-0 run with one of their own. There's Buzz Williams, 2-time SEC Coach of the Year, 3 straight NCAA tournaments to end his tenure at Texas A&M. A little bit of a surprise to some when he replaced Kevin Willard at Maryland, but Buzz Williams 6 years at Marquette, 5 at Virginia Tech, 6 at A&M. Has done well in all those programs. Has moved in around the same time, and now he's hoping to revitalize Maryland.
Showing zone. They played 30 possessions of zone against Michigan in their last outing.
Mallory tries to break it with Devin Tillis, weaving it inside and throwing it away for Johan Grunlow. It's the 3rd Virginia turnover.
What a nice change in rhythm. What a good time to bring out the zone. I thought they were going to bring it out when they were down 7-zip. They did work on it today in shoot around. And
so 14 points, 9 turnovers. For all our talk of this is not the same Virginia, it kind of feels like statistically the same Virginia, but it's early. There's Miles Rice, 8.5 point per game score. Washington State, Indiana, Maryland. Rice misses a jumper. The rebound to Grunlow, the 7-footer from Germany. Malik Thomas, tremendous scorer. Longest scoring drought of the season right now for UVA, and it will continue as Lewis turns it over. And Tillis commits a foul.
you do not want to put Maryland in the bonus. When you have a team that struggles to score, you don't want to put them in an early bonus situation. It's 5 team fouls on Virginia.
Ryan Odom experiencing a drought he hasn't experienced here. 5-15 without a point for a Virginia team that's scoring at 87+ points per game.
6th best in the ACC.
That is amazing. Darius Adams strokes a jumper, and the Terrapins, after a dreadful start, have 9 straight in their first lead.
Playing with a lot of confidence, with a lot of effort, very connected on this end of the floor defensively.
They have effectively mucked this game up. DeRitter, UVA's leading scorer, goes charging in and draws a blocking foul. Virginia will get to the free throw line for the first time after 10 minutes and 11 seconds.
DeRitter 0 for 4, started the game trying to ISO on a clear out. And Maryland stood up vertically and held him out. And I think plays like that are the kind of plays that build confidence with a defense. Maryland just hung in there till they got to that first media timeout. And then they've been fantastic since.
Tess DeRitter, 16 point per game score, was a potential second-round pick, decided to come to college at UVA. What have you seen early in his college career?
I love the versatility. I love the skill set. I think the passing ability, when you have bigs that can pass, that see the floor, that not just can pass into the second level, but can read the third level as well. And I think that's what DeRitter can do.
DeRitter goes 2 for 2, snapped the 5-minute-plus scoring drought. Miles Rice into the paint, and you saw Grunlow come over at the last minute to alter his path. Grunlow, one of 2 Virginia players, along with Onyenso, who are in the top 11 in the country in blocks per game. He can step out and shoot it as well. He'll give it to Mallory here. Guarded tightly by Isaiah Watts. Mallory will pop, miss it deep, up in the air, and a foul on the rebounding action. It's going to go against Virginia. And Johan Grunlow picks up his first. And that's 6 against Virginia in the half, so Maryland will be shooting free throws the rest of this first half. And Grunlow still yapping at James Breeding at the other end of the floor. There's another thing that's new for UVA this year, Debbie. More pressure under Ryan Odom. The pack line defense is a thing of the past. They aim to not necessarily turn you over, Odom said, but slow you down. Maryland got a quick shot there, and George Turkson fouled by Grunlow on the rebound. So that's 2 quick ones on the 7-foot freshman.
That's the 7th team foul. So moving forward from here on, Maryland will be shooting free throws, and that's what I'm talking about, putting them in the bonus early. You have to have better discipline, but Maryland has been aggressive. Buzz Williams' teams, everywhere the stops that he's been, from Marquette to Virginia Tech to Texas A&M, he's won over 100 games. There's not many guys that have done that at Power 5 level. And I know he's going to win 100 at Maryland, at least. He's had way too much success. 11 NCAA tournaments in his 18 years as a head coach. In his previous stops.
If he does win 100 here, he'd be the 3rd D1 coach ever to have 100 wins at full schools. Steve Alford, and a name very familiar to Maryland fans, Lefty Drizel.
I think Rick Barnes has got to be in that category too, is he?
I wonder, is it
Providence,
3?
Clemson, Tennessee, or Texas and Tennessee?
Question. Maybe he's at 99 somewhere. Thomas drives it and scores it. Malik Thomas, leading scorer in the West Coast Conference a year ago at San Francisco, puts Virginia back in front. UVA had missed its last 10 field goals before that layup.
The tough schedule that Maryland has played, the quality of competition that they've taken on. They have lost 4 of the last 5, but Virginia was very cautious with their team not to get lost in the numbers here. This is going to be a competitive game.
Adams got Yensu in the air, picks up a foul on the backup big man, his first and Virginia's 8th. So Darius Adams, a tremendously skilled freshman, is going to do what he does best, get to the foul line.
So when your game plan defensively is all pressure, and you have a team that doesn't shoot it well, Maryland's moving the ball and forcing closeouts. When you force somebody to be late on a closeout, you can attack off the bounce. That's part of the reason why Maryland is in the bonus early and why they've been able to get to the free throw line here. It's because they are attacking a late closeout because they're moving the ball. You got to keep the ball in front. You got to guard the ball.
Adams goes 2 for 2. Put Maryland back in front. Andre Mills, a redshirt freshman, returns for Watts.
And every dead ball and every bucket, Maryland extends their pressure as well.
Hard by Miles Rice. Maryland's given up 100 points 3 of the last 5, but they are guarding tough, and they will get it on an offensive foul called against Thomas. And Maryland now will be in the double bonus the rest of this half with every successive foul.
I mean, the switch right here is a switch with pressure, and then you see the push. Miles Rice is a veteran player now. He sold that pretty well.
Here's Rice. 5 points to lead Maryland early. Washington, just his 4th game back. Long time out with an ankle injury. Trying to drive it at DeRitter. A tough shot will go for Solomon Washington.
Late clock, clear out, Washington off the bounce in a matchup that Buzz Williams likes.
Largest lead for Maryland. Onyenso is a distributor looking for a back cutter. Instead, Lewis. Lewis, a slow start from the field, will leave another one short. He's 0 for 3, and Maryland's got the ball with Adams.
It is really physical on the ball, both sides.
Adams for three. Don't count it. An offensive foul against Turkson will send it the other way. It's pretty ugly for Buzz Williams. A little family time before the game. Hanging out, looking like casual dad on the bench. Then gets dressed up beautifully. He's been pretty. His team's been ugly. And the Terrapins have come to Virginia, and they've had the buzz early in Charlottesville. A 14-11 lead for the first-year head coach here in VA.
When our numbers guy Frank goes on vacation, the deals on the most affordable German-engineered car brand in America get even better. And these signed and drive offers have us feeling festive.
You got the entire dealership.
Ooh, gingerbread.
Dude.
It's half off for deal days.
Signed and drive deals are in while Frank is out. Lease a new 2025 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing. Limited inventory available.
Versace Eros for men.
Nugget Bills, Nuggets all the way.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison.
And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing them when we cut down the Christmas tree.
I do love that.
We will pack the car with gifts, and of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
3, 2, 1,
nuggets!
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The Apple A19 Pro Dip is vapor-cooled because when you run cool, you can push your limits and juggle over 35 trillion complex tasks a second. That's
Presentation of college basketball is brought to you by K, the official partner of couples who love the game. In lovely Charlottesville, Virginia, during the holiday season, we were all jacked up talk about the new Virginia. Last 16 seasons, only 3 times a year they scored 80 points. They're 9 of 10. They're the greatest offensive team you've ever seen in your life. Not so much. 11 points in 13 minutes so far, Deb.
Kevin, in our discussions with you and myself and Kim Belton, I tried to tell you guys, like, it's not that much faster. It looks faster because of the number of points they're scoring, but the way they defend and the way they guard full court and the way they offensive rebound.
And Yenso missed it right at the rim. DeRitter got a good look from 3. It's better movement that possession for UVA. They're 4 for 21 as Washington grabs the offensive rebound for Maryland. Here's Saunders, short for 3. And a foul as Hall came flying in for the rebound. It's against Virginia. That's going to send Maryland to the line for 2, and the Terps are in the double bonus for the rest of this first half.
I mean, it's an aggressive attacking mindset by Maryland coming on the road. Handled the 7-zip run by Virginia at the beginning of the half. Get to the media timeout. And since then, Buzz Williams' team has done a fantastic job of staying aggressive, moving the ball, and getting to the free throw line.
That was DeRitter's first. Solomon Washington hits the first tomorrow on ESPN and the ESPN app. The Pac-12 rises again. The second annual Invisalign Bay Area Women's Classic. Oregon, Stanford, USC, and Cal, old rivals, take center stage on ESPN and the ESPN app. It all starts at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. And a lane violation. So wipe out that first free throw for Washington. It was dead on a first free throw of 2, lane violation. And Washington misses the second.
Let's see if DeRitter can get going right here. He's 0 for 4. I'd like to call his number probably if I was Ryan Odom. See if you can get him an easy one.
White contested 3, in and out. And this foul is going to go against Maryland, just the Terrapins' 4th of the first half. They haven't really gotten easy shots for anybody in a long time. Look at this on the free throw.
You know what's odd about that is that it's a Virginia player that steps in,
yes,
and it's a Maryland player that makes the basket. That should have just been a... He made it. Should have counted.
And Virginia's got a 5-second violation inbounding the ball. So what in the world has gotten into this game? That's the 6th UVA turnover.
We have more turnovers than made baskets in this one.
It's not close. We're at 13-8 turnovers over made baskets, which is fine for Buzz Williams, whose team
the uglier, the grittier, the grimier, the better. When you come on the road and you're playing the number 23 team in the country.
I mean, hey, good competition. You mentioned they've given up 103 of the last 5. Gonzaga, Alabama, Michigan. They'll score on you, but Virginia has been right there with those teams this year in terms of points, and they're at 11 through 14 minutes. Here's Coit, hasn't even scored yet. This is Wiley on a step-back 3. Turkson's got the offensive rebound. Maryland hanging tough despite the lack of size. Rice leans right into Onion, so Rice is not as good of an actor as he thought earlier. Another offensive rebound, Washington. Late shot clock. Here's Coit. Step back. Kick out. 3. No good. And another offensive rebound for Maryland. Mills hits a 3. Third time the charm as the Terps throw bodies to the boards. Caution to the wind and lead by 6.
I mean, toughness on the glass. Battling. Not just blocking out, pursuing the basketball.
DeRitter. Into Coit, he misses a shot, being guarded by the smallest guy on the floor.
And he's complaining.
Washington out of control. It's saved by Rice.
Every hustle play.
And then he gets fouled.
Every loose basketball.
And that's the 2nd foul on DeRitter, the 3rd Virginia player in the book with 2 fouls. And right now, it's a 6-point game, but it feels like a one-sided drubbing.
I mean, that's a foul. Nine offensive rebounds for Maryland. They get 3 in that last possession.
Washington has been living at the line. It's 3 for 4 there officially. This was 7-0 Virginia. It is an 18-4 Maryland run. And you could really say it's more of a slow jog over that pace. Virginia had 7 points at the 16-minute timeout. They've got 1 field goal in the last 10:30.
I mean, this is Solomon Washington's 4th game back from injury. What a tempo changer he can be on the glass. What incredible energy he has brought to the lineup. And we go back to the losing 4 of the last 5. The 4 losses that Maryland suffered are all in Ken Pop's top 20. These are all good teams.
And part of the reason they fell apart in the second half against Michigan, Washington was ejected for a little shove after play that was his 2nd technical, so he only played 10 minutes. Remember, they're doing this all today without Pharrell Payne, who's their best player, their starting center.
Back to the zone, mixing it up.
Mallory behind the back. Mallory trying to shake free of Watts. He does with a crossover, leans back into Watts. It looks like Virginia's just trying to force contact. Coit. UVA has made 1 of its last 17.
Going back to the horns. Buzz Williams has had to call more sets than he usually does with this group.
Having to coach maybe harder than he's ever had to coach in his 19th year as a head coach.
That's what he told us.
Here's Rice. Shot clock 2. Rice has to hoist. Off balance runner, no. Rebound by Grunlow. Back in the game with 2 fouls. White for UVA. White into the paint. Held up by Turkson, who falls down, and Grunlow misses a dunk. He got the ball back in his hands. Tillis leans in. Tillis flips it home, keeping the pivot foot maybe, just maybe down. And finally, Virginia gets a bucket.
I mean, this is starting to get good now. You can sense it. You can feel it in the crowd. It's starting to get a little restless.
Maryland takes a timeout. Buzz Williams used the word process 13 times around the Michigan game. His team's using the process well to allow just 13 points.
At Burger King, you write the rules of value.
New rule number 82. Everyone gets what they want. Now we choose the deal. So I get exactly what I want, and so does the picky princess.
There's something for everyone with the $5 duo or $7 trio.
Merry Christmas.
This Christmas Day, Disney Plus has your holiday favorites.
That's amazing.
And live NBA action, including the Mickey and Friends Dunk the Halls all cast. Celebrate Christmas all day on Disney Plus.
With low prices store-wide, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
Searching for the simplest way to treat ED? Hims can help. You'll start by answering some basic questions about your health, 100% online. Then a provider will review your information and determine if treatment is right for you, without an in-person visit. If prescribed, your order ships discreetly to your door for free. Access to care with no insurance, no doctor's offices, and no pharmacy lines? This is ED treatment made simple. Start today at hims.com.
Now, this is a game I know those two gentlemen are not enjoying. There's no way John Crispin would go 10 minutes without a basket, or at least trying. Here's Mallory. Virginia down by 6. They're 5 for 27. Here's White for 3. He's fouled, and that is not the most intelligent play for Maryland. Trying to get UVA back into this. David Coit, who has not scored, commits a 3-shot foul.
Virginia early in the first half went to a lot of middle third, ball screen, snake action, reach screen, and they scored. They went up 7-zip, and they really have gone away from that since. Part of that is because Buzz Williams has mixed up a little bit of zone to take some of that away, but he's only run a couple of possessions of zone. He ran, as I mentioned earlier, 30 possessions of zone against Michigan. He did 30 possessions of zone in the 6 previous games to the Michigan game. So it's a new change of rhythm for him with this team.
White hits the first 2. Dusty May, and again, Michigan pulled away in the second half against Maryland. Dusty May said last Saturday about playing Maryland, every single shot that goes up is feudal warfare in the middle.
Yes.
There's no archers. It's just straight mucking it up Braveheart style. We've seen Braveheart style basketball so far for Maryland, and it's working.
Well, you have to win the margins when you come on the road. And when you go against a team like Virginia that's got the size and the advantage on the glass, Maryland has neutralized that with effort and energy on the glass.
Remember, they're doing this without Pharrell Payne. Into Saunders. Washington's pass ends up in a heap of orange. Sam Lewis. White just hit those 3 free throws. Into Tillis. Grad transfer UC Irvine is fouled. On the dig down, it's a blocking foul. And it'll go against Miles Rice, Maryland's 6th foul of the half.
Miles Rice just got to stick his chest in him and just try to hang on until he can get some help in that post-up.
Virginia's had balanced scoring. 7 of their 9 players have scored. The problem is they've all scored either 2 or 3. Nobody got Tillis. And an easy bucket, as easy as it gets. He's now the leading scorer for UVA with 4, and they are within 1.
Look how quickly the rhythm has changed, and the momentum has swung.
7 straight for the Wahoos. White knocked away the pass from Rice. Around a Turkson screen, Rice wraps in. Mills has it knocked away by Lewis. It's off of Mills, and Devin Tillis is extolling the crowd here to get loud, and they respond on another Maryland turnover. That's the 10th Terp turnover of this half.
So Miles Rice at Washington State, 40% of his possessions were pick and roll, and he was the ball handler. He's doing less and less of that, and part of the reason is Buzz Williams needs to call more sets so they can get into their actions quicker. They're going way too deep into the shot clock.
Up top for Greenlow. The lob from Chance Mallory. The finish by the freshman from Lottingen, Germany, and Virginia scored 9 straight to take the lead back. Under 90 seconds in this first half. Mills, quick shot from 3, didn't get the rim. Washington is 5th offensive rebound, and he is denied by Grunlow. On the outlet pass, here's Lewis. Got Mallory trailing. Tillis off the shot fake, kicks it. Lewis, Mallory, Grunlow, White. No. But the offensive rebound's there for a strong putback by Lewis, and Virginia has found its forward at the end of this first half. Can they get it? Not going to be a 2 for 1 now. Adams took too long. Turkson 3, not even close. Virginia, which has a timeout, can hold for the final shot. Boy, after 18 slumberous minutes of gameplay, this building has roared to life in the final 120 seconds. Mallory got his man Mills in the air. He drives, he misses. Grunlow does not.
By Maryland, they are all over the offensive glass. They missed 19 shots. They offensive rebounded 10 of those. Buzz Williams' team's going to need that effort here in the second half on the road.
They start the second half on defense and give up the second bucket for Malik Thomas, Virginia's second leading scorer of the year, 12 a game. It was a 7-0 Virginia spurt to start the game. Then Maryland went on a 19-4 extended run. Now Virginia has scored the last 15. How does Maryland avoid this game getting away, much like much of their recent losses have?
Well, they've got to be efficient with their possessions. They can't have a live ball turnover.
It's Hall, who takes it in for 2.
They've got to minimize all of those mistakes. With Buzz Williams having his offense in front of him, I think he's going to continue to call a few more sets. And I do think they might have scripted what they wanted to do. And this is an early timeout by Coach Williams.
54 seconds into the half. Buzz will stop the proceedings. His team has allowed the last 17.
Versace Eros for men.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems, like snoring, that can keep you up at night. And our sleep experts have the unrivaled training, know-how, and tools to match you with a perfect sleep system designed to help, like the Temper Ergo Smart Base. It automatically detects, responds, and helps reduce snoring. And right now, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. So for the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy.
Nugget Bills, nuggets all the way.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison.
And a little thing we love about the 30-ounce Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing them when we cut down the Christmas tree.
I do love that.
We will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
3, 2, 1,
nuggets!
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Who did you get?
Here's the length of the court pass. Adrian Branch will put it up at the buzzer. Virginia will celebrate the final game of Ralph Sampson's home college career with a victory over Maryland.
One of the great meetings and the 184th meeting between Maryland and Virginia today. Wonderful history of this longtime ACC rivalry, now Big Ten ACC. David Coit has his first bucket to bring Maryland within 6. Malik Thomas cannot answer for 2. Ralph Sampson's final home game as Virginia Cavalier. He had the game-winning shot with 4 seconds to go, and one of the many folks in a packed University Hall that night is now the Virginia head coach, Ryan Odom, whose father, Dave Odom, was an assistant at UVA.
I think he was a ball boy that night.
Ryan was a ball boy. He was on the baseline for that shot. And one of many special moments for Ryan, whose team has taken the ball away again, who grew up here, 3rd grade to 10th grade, walk across the bridge with his dad, and Coach Terry Holland to home games. He said, this is the place I fell in love with basketball, and now he gets to help this community fall back in love with Virginia basketball.
What a great hire, a very successful coach. This is his 12th year as a head coach, and he's had success everywhere he's been.
Lewis leaves it short on the drive. Loose ball, and Saunders, former Cavalier, will take it away.
So Miles Rice to the bench. That was 3 possessions, 2 turnovers.
Coit, meanwhile, has hit 2 straight threes. Remember, he scored 31 against Michigan Saturday. He did not score in the first half today, but a quick 6-0 run makes this a 3-point game. And then nobody guards St. Louis in transition.
You cannot make those kinds of mistakes when you're taking the number 23 team on and you have them in a position where you're putting game pressure on them. I mean, you're forcing Virginia. This is a quad 4 game right here. Maryland's net would mean a quad 4 win if Virginia can hang on to it. It's not the win, it's the loss that would really hurt them.
Coit driving, Coit stumbling through. He's got 8 straight. David Diggy Coit, who is just a walking bucket, has pushed Maryland back within 4 with a second half spurt. Hall inside to Grunlow, who's got 3 dunks and misses a little baby hook. The kid who was a 31 per game scorer in JUCO a few years ago. Coit kicks it. Adams sticks it.
Diggy Coit having his way right now with the Virginia defense.
Hall with a lead down to 1. Another easy basket, as easy as can be.
Back-to-back transition. Got to stop the ball, especially after made baskets.
3-point lead UVA. Coit stripped again. It's Dallin Hall, the graduate student. Drives it, bounces it away for Grunlow. And Virginia bounces itself in the foot to turn it over.
Yeah, you got to throw it up for the big guy. You can't throw that bounce pass in transition. But watch Diggy right here. Keeps his dribble alive, gets inside. And then he does through the paint. Spray to the 3. It's a great way for Maryland to get some threes. That's just their 3rd of the game.
We'll get a breather here early in the second half. Coit with 8, 15-point per game scorer. Remember, they're without Pharrell Payne, their leading scorer on the year. Maryland within 3. Andre Mills ties the game from the corner. The second 3 for the redshirt freshman. And the Terps are 4 for 4 from deep here in the half.
Buzz Williams begging his guys to get a stop right here.
Mallory absolutely hounded by Rice, who has gotten the message after a spell on the bench. An aggressive foul will send us to a timeout. Once again, Maryland takes some punches and fights back. The Terps have tied it here in Charlottesville.
Versace Eros for men.
Need a new mattress but confused by all the options? At Mattress Firm, we understand that so many choices can make mattress shopping overwhelming. And our sleep experts have the extensive training, unrivaled know-how, and advanced tools to match you with a perfect mattress. And through Monday, you can save up to 72% on top brands, with Queen starting at $189.99. So for the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance for either of us. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up.
University of Virginia grounds on campus, Debbie. We're at the grounds at UVA.
Don't call them freshmen, sophomores, juniors, or seniors either.
Made that mistake. First years, etc. Ryan Odom took his team on a tour of grounds as part of their bonding experiences preseason, which you have to do basically as any first-year head coach or any head coach, period. You feel like you're a first-year head coach. A brand new Virginia team, a brand new Maryland team, and the Terps have shut the lights out in the second half. 5 for 5 with 4 threes to tie the game.
Maryland back in the zone.
Did a bit of that in that first half, effectively. Here's Tillis in the soft middle, kicks it to Ritter, spins out a 3. He has still yet to hit from the field. Virginia's leading scorer, Testa Ritter, has 2 points, and he's 0 for 7.
I got to believe the zone has worked well. I'm not sure Maryland maybe has had one possession where they've scored out of the 3 or 4 possessions of zone that Virginia has, or that Maryland has played against Virginia.
33 apiece. Maryland led in this half by Coit, who has 8. Adams 7 in the game, Mills 6. Virginia led by Grunlow and Hall with 6. And Mallory steps in the lane again. He's got his 5th steal. And he is fouled.
3 turnovers by Miles Rice. In the first 440 of this, I mean, he just, the pass is too long and against an overplaying team, and this is part of the reason why Maryland turns the ball over so much. It's taking them too long to get into their sets, and so Buzz Williams has to call every set because it tries to eliminate some of the decision making that you are asking your players to make.
That looked like John Mateer at the end of the first half at Norman last night. 5th steal for Mallory, 27 on the year in 11 games, closing in on 2.5 a game. And then DeRitter's nightmare night continues with a travel.
Now, with all the turnovers that Miles Rice has just experienced, he did a really good job of forcing that turnover on Virginia because he was up the line on an uphill pass.
Virginia's turned it over 8 times, Maryland 14. Virginia typically doesn't turn you over much. Their season high turnovers forced is 15.
Well, this is a very high turnover rate team by Buzz Williams.
DeRitter almost got the 15th.
27% of their possessions.
Remember, they really want to get down. Coit, step back, and Coit draws a foul against Mallory. So Diggy Coit will have a 2-shot foul to try to get to double figures and give Maryland the lead again. David Coit, what a player he is.
I mean, he's Diggy Coit. He got his nickname from his dad before he was even born. He's got an incredible story because Diggy didn't get any offers out of high school, and he was delivering pizzas, and then one of his coaches locally told him about a JUCO school in New Jersey. He went to play the JUCO, and then he ended up at Northern Illinois. His last year he averaged 21 points a game. Last year at Kansas, and it's a really great story about Coach Buzz Williams, who had recruited him to come to Texas A&M, but he didn't have a spot for him. So they sent him to Kansas, called up Bill Self and said, hey, we got a spot for you. I mean, you should take this guy. He's a good player. And then when the portal opened up again this year, Buzz Williams snatched him up, and he didn't know if he was going to A&M or Maryland, but he's glad to be back with Coach Williams.
Buzz Williams said of David Coit, I can't coach everybody like I used to coach, but I can coach him like I used to coach, and he asked me to coach him that way. Hits the free throws. His team's up 2. Onyensu ties it in the lane.
Really good patience and poise in the paint to be able to finish that play at the rim. About 63% is their percentage at the rim in the paint. That's how good they are inside.
There's Coit, step back 3, left it short, fight for the rebound, won by Maryland and the freshman Adams. All 10 in the second half for Coit. Does not use the screen, kicks it. Adams on the hard attack, denied even harder by Onyensu.
And blocks it into their transition game.
Tillis, White, 3, yes! Jakari White, after an 0 for 4 start from deep, puts Virginia in the lead.
Onyensu is having a great impact on this second half.
Coit around Mallory. Coit and Onyensu is there to deter him, force the turnover. Maryland's 15th. Hall now taking it into Washington. Keeps the dribble alive. Mallory, deep one. Off the back of the rim, and here comes Washington. Charging ahead for the Terps. Loses the ball, which belongs to UVA. Buzz Williams thinks it was tipped out. Wonder if this is a potential challenge here as we look at the replay from Onyensu.
Look at Onyensu. Keeps his footwork alive. Does a good job of pivoting inside. Good ball fake. And then gets a block on the other end that ignites their transition game up the floor. See, I like a shot blocker that keeps it in play. That's an incredible weapon on the backside of your defense.
Buzz Williams and the Maryland bench were looking down at a tablet to see if that was a challengeable play. They decide not to take the challenge on the out of bounds. Hall has had some hard charging drives today. He's got 8 points on 4 for 4 shooting, and Virginia stretches the lead to 5. as Saunders has nowhere to get the ball in, and Saunders has to take a timeout. We're back in 30 seconds to Charlottesville.
The new SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants menu just dropped at Burger King. Dive into 4 delicious treasures while you still can.
Hey, where'd my Krabby Whopper go?
The SpongeBob movie, now playing.
We all have a name. It will be called. It will be tested. And it will live on. By the people it inspires.
Tomorrow after the NCAA Women's Volleyball National Championship on ABC and the ESPN app. It's the first ever All-SEC Championship. Texas A&M, who took down undefeated #1 Nebraska a couple of rounds ago, and Kentucky, led by the National Player of the Year finalist Eva Hudson. It'll be a great match tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. Again, that is on ABC. This is one of the great times in the sports calendar, isn't it?
It is, and that will be an exciting match. You talk about athletes.
Yes. If you're not a volleyball fan, watch like 2 or 3 points and you'll be hooked instantly. A&M tries to make it a little better sports weekend after the football team lost 10-3 to Miami in the playoff today. Here's Adams. In all kinds of trouble. Mallory's 6th steal. Mallory shoulders into Coit, throws the ball away, and he is hurt. Mallory is down under the basket. Left hits a 3, but Chance Mallory is writhing around at the base of the hoop with his multicolored Christmas shoes on. He gets to his feet, and he will hobble over to the Virginia bench.
He gets the steal, and then watch a little bump right here. He gets off balance, and just looks like lower left leg.
Right there on the left foot. Mallory leaves the game. Maryland's got to get the ball across the timeline. They do just in time. It's a 10-0 Virginia run. Got another UVA run. They've 3 of at least 7-0 in this game. Here's Coit. Wrapped inside. Saunders at a very quiet night. That will count for goaltending. Onyenso got it on the way down. Mallory to the locker room. Virginia trying to hang on at home.
Need a new mattress but confused by all the options? At Mattress Firm, we understand that so many choices can make mattress shopping overwhelming. And our sleep experts have the extensive training, unrivaled know-how, and advanced tools to match you with a perfect mattress. And through Monday, you can save up to 72% on top brands, with Queen starting at $189.99. So for the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to what's possible with Tremfya. With symptom relief as early as 4 weeks, remission at 12 weeks, and lasting remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible healing of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
Extra, extra, read all about it. World Cup prep begins.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Training for World Cup in North America has begun, and you would not believe what these guys are up to.
White 17, white 17, hot.
Preparations spiral out of control across the globe as the Run for World Cup glory intensifies. Buckle up, folks. We're just getting started.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Kay, the official partner of couples who love the game.
I love the game.
Yeah?
Yes, and I can feel the frustration from Coach Williams and his staff. I mean, this is some fundamental mistakes that Maryland just keeps making, and you can't keep making the same mistakes over and over. You have to stop the ball in transition. You can't give up a straight line drive. You got to take care of the basketball. You can't have live ball turnovers on the road against the number 23 team in the country.
You can't give up a dunk out of the timeout.
Oh, a timeout! Are you kidding me? I mean, to Jakari White's credit, that's a heck of a move right there, man. But you can't give that up. I'm sorry. That's fundamental transition defense. Stop the ball. I mean, my goodness. He took it to another level.
Poor Solomon Washington. Happy they don't print posters anymore. He certainly just turned into a GIF or a GIF, depending on how you pronounce it. And there's the Jakari. The Jakari White special t-shirt section. White leads the way with a dozen now. Virginia's up by 9.
Maryland had an edge, a toughness. They were on a 19-4 run. They were on the glass. They were getting to the free throw line. They don't seem to have that same edge here in the second half. And give credit to Virginia. They have locked in on the defensive end.
Well, they haven't put the ball inside the arc until the 4-second mark of this possession. Mills sets up a 3 for Watts. One and done. Rebound on Yenso.
And Yenso has been fantastic. He has altered shots, blocked shots. He's scored on the other end.
This could be the stretch where Virginia pulls away, and that will help on Yenso. Fantastic again. The delivery to Tillis. Washington. Largest lead for UVA. Washington will try to cut into it at the line.
You can see that Ryan Odom just doesn't want his guys fouling the shooter anymore. They fouled too much in the first half. And look at that, Jakari White. Dunk in transition.
Devin Tillis is aware of the red light.
He knows exactly where the camera is.
But Jakari White was known a couple of weeks ago for his shooting prowess. He hit a Virginia record 12 consecutive threes. Stretching a couple of games, he went 7 for 7 for deep against Dayton. He is more, apparently, than just a three-point shooter. The transfer from North Dakota State with the most ferocious throwdown maybe of the UVA season.
He had 27 made threes and 8 twos coming into the game tonight. And he's a career 42% three-point shooter.
Missed free throws by Washington keep it at 11. White is off the floor right now. Mallory back in the game. Great news after he hurt that left ankle, it appeared, as the missed jumper by Lewis goes the other way to Coit. Finds Watts. Hits a 3, much needed to slice the lead to 8. Isaiah Watts just 24% from the three-point arc this year with his first points tonight.
Really good sprint by Maryland up the floor and a good switch sides in transition. It's a great way to get a 3.
White Knight for Thomas. Trying to find on Yensu. Instead, back out for Mallory. Mallory into the paint. Mallory kept the pivot foot. On Yensu, 3. No. Here's Mills up ahead. Again, Watts gets to that left arc. This time way short. May have been tipped by Tillis. And Mallory emerges with the ball. Washington a little slow behind the play. Tillis, master of the shot fake, draws it. That's a 3. Just love his old man game and his barrage of shot fakes.
I mean, he's been coming off a knee injury, and he's starting to get his minutes up. Looks pretty good today.
Commits a foul right on cue, but Tillis has 9 off the bench.
He's a 3-year starter at UC Irvine, 2-time All Big West performer. He's got some range.
Got a waiver applied to come to Virginia for this 5th year of college, starting at UNLV. Not a lot of connections on this team, by the way, but he and Malik Thomas, who both transferred in, were AAU teammates as teenagers for the Compton Magic, so they are very close. And Tillis said when he finished his visit to Virginia, he texted Malik, if this waiver goes through, you better become an UVA. So he helped serve as his lead recruiter. Coit.
What a tough three.
No chance against DeRitter.
Contested.
Saved by Saunders. It's going to be Maryland ball. 7 to shoot. Not a foul in there, just be a baseline out of bounds for the Terps.
If you know anything about Buzz Williams, there'll be no quit in his team. They are going to have another run here.
Rice gets it into Saunders. He's had a very quiet night. And Saunders hits a very tough shot for his second basket. 4 points for the man who played in a home jersey here in Charlottesville last year. 9-point game, 9 minutes to go. Mallory no good on a 3. Here's Turkson.
Here comes an opportunity. Real good opportunity right here for Maryland to get a little run together. Stack a couple plays together offensively.
Saunders shot ready. Drills it. Saunders has come to life. The senior from Phoenix. 5 straight points, and the lead is down to 6. DeRitter once again. Virginia scores after a made basket in transition, and that is the first field goal for their leading scorer, Tess DeRitter, with a chance for one more.
DeRitter being aggressive right here, advancing the ball up the floor. You got to guard the ball, not the action. You can't get hung up on that screen, and Saunders gets hung up on the screen, and DeRitter sees space to the rim.
DeRitter misses it. Fight for the ball. A rugby scrum goes to Maryland. And then there's a foul in there. How do you explain the dichotomy of Maryland, Debbie, which plays so hard and has fought while so undermanned, and yet has this passel of silly mistakes and mental errors throughout the game?
It's unlike anything I think Coach Williams has been a part of, and he told us today, you know, he's a college coach learning to coach in a professional environment. Yep. I mean, these are not just college athletes anymore. These guys are all pros. They're all getting paid. And when you get paid, you're expected to produce. So you got to clean up and stop making the same mistakes over and over.
That was the third on Brunlo. Saunders again. There's Adams, the freshman with 7 off the bench. Rise and fire, and here come the Terps within 6 again as Buzz Williams shouts out instructions on the press. And they'll drop back, and
I'd go right back to see if we can get DeRitter going.
Yep. You've been calling for it. He just made the basket on the last possession. Thomas instead. In and out. Brunlo's follow in and out. And Hall's third shot of the possession will go. He's 5 for 5 for 10 points.
Example of your guards crashing the offensive boards and not giving up anything in transition because you're pressing anyway.
Adams.
That's tough.
No foul on the play. Rebounded by Washington. Sets up Rice. Missed a 3. Now Thomas has Hall on the leak ahead. It's Hall. Who lays it up and in? He has been a transition terror.
Yeah, transition defense has been the difference here for Maryland. They've got to stop the ball. And Virginia's tilting the floor. I mean, they are aggressively trying to get to the paint.
Hall has more than doubled his scoring average. Rice gets around him and got contacted in the air by Thomas. 10-point lead for Virginia, trying to get to 10-1 on the year. with ACC play looming. They've had a couple of spurts. They've owned the paint, and they look to close down Maryland in the final 6:47 when we return.
We all have a name. It will be called. It will be tested. And it will live on. By the people it inspires.
Glad Force Flex trash bags stretch to fit more. So they're not only rip tested, they're loose pushing the last bag to the limit tested. Don't get mad. Get Glad.
With hundreds of sales every week, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
What is it that makes an SUV extraordinary?
Is it the room to keep everyone comfy? Or the rugged off-road capability? What if it's all of that and more?
It's the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid.
Searching for the simplest way to treat ED? HIMS can help. You'll start by answering some basic questions about your health, 100% online. Then a provider will review your information and determine if treatment is right for you, without an in-person visit. If prescribed, your order ships discreetly to your door for free. Access to care with no insurance, no doctor's offices, and no pharmacy lines? This is ED treatment made simple. Start today at hims.com.
Zubin, thank you. Well, this game has certainly picked up. It couldn't go any direction but up after a brutal shooting start for both teams, but Maryland and Virginia both well over 50%, Debbie, in the second half.
Well, Virginia's getting downhill in their transition game, up the floor, into the rim, and scoring. And Maryland's going to have to do a little bit more of this. They built their run in the first half by free throws and offensive rebounding. And offensive rebounding and speeding up the game here is going to be something they're going to have to do on the offensive end.
Miles Rice hits the free throws. 8-point game.
One of the things that we saw today at shoot-around with Buzz Williams is the bubble on the rim. And the bubble on the rim is to keep the ball from going in the basket so you can work on offensive rebounding. And that's what they're going to need right here. And during that shoot-around, the managers sprint as hard as the players do.
The unsung heroes of college basketball, the managers.
I wonder if any of these players will tip the managers for all the extra effort that they make in practice to make them better. You know, the rebounding drills, keeping everything organized and orderly for them. I'd give them a tip.
I think in the NIL era, that'll be more than appropriate. I think it'll be more than appropriate before the NIL era.
Every college D1 player should be tipping the managers across the country.
That would be a nice little holiday bonus. Show up in your stocking. Hall, meanwhile, 7 for 7. He's dominated the paint. 6'4" grad student from BYU. 10-point game. Saunders guarded hard by DeRitter. Adams now. DeRitter's all over him, and that shot is on the wrong side of the basket. Was it tip? That's the question. James Breeding and Lee Cassell are talking to each other. It certainly seemed like it had to be tipped to end up there. And it is going to be Maryland ball, 1.8 to shoot.
In all the years I've been watching Buzz Williams teams, they've always been good in their ATOs. Their ATOs today have not been very good. They've not executed. They've not gotten good shots. They've turned the ball over. They've had shot clock violations.
And they've turned it over 17 times.
I mean, it's not typical of his teams. It's part of the whole newness to college basketball, right, Kevin? Like coaches will tell you, we haven't had time to come together. We've got all these new players from the portal trying to figure it out. That's part of the pro mentality that the college game has now.
Hall with a three. He hit 7 buckets, pretty much all at the rim. And his first deep shot is good. He's got 17, and White with a steal is stuffed by Saunders. 62-49, Virginia threatening to pull away. Adams cannot answer. And it'll be a foul against Virginia to keep the ball here. A bowl season rolls on Monday afternoon with a famous Idaho Potato Bowl on the beautiful blue turf. Has to be seen to be believed in Boise, Idaho at Albertson Stadium, Washington State, and Utah State. Miles Rice and Isaiah Watt's former school against Ryan Odom's former school. Monday, 2 Eastern, ESPN and the ESPN app. You ever been to Boise?
I've never been there.
Really?
It's one of the few states that I have not checked off my list for having played or worked basketball games.
Great town, Boise. Good food, and the blue turf is very cool. Here's a steal for Hall. He's all over the place, and Hall is fouled. 17 points, 4 assists. That's his 3rd steal, and we may have a flagrant foul situation now, as Hall was grabbed on his way to the basket. Lee Cassell's going to go over to the table.
I mean, just over penetrating. There's help in the gap. There's nowhere to go. And there you see Miles Rice grab his jersey from the back. And you're not allowed to do that.
No. Oh, that's some holding 10 yards on the defense right there for Miles Rice. Illegal contact. Hall hits the free throw.
He's been terrific, Hall. I mean, I think we were wondering who was going to be the guy when there was some adversity in the game that was going to be the leader that had that voice. He might be emerging as that guy.
And with that free throw, he's rolled in a season-high 19th point. A 5.8 point per game scorer has exploded in the second half. Remember, he had 2 at the break. He's got 17 since.
He played for Mark Pope at BYU, and I watched Dallin Hall in an upset over Kansas. I had that game. I had him in the NCAA tournament in the first round a couple of years ago.
Hall again. What a find! And DeRitter is fouled. Washington thought he had a clean block, but he'll get tagged with his 3rd to send DeRitter to the line as Washington tries to scratch all of his hair out.
Watch all the activity around the rim right here. I mean, Solomon Washington was not going to let his team get dunked on right there.
He wasn't going to let himself get dunked on for a second time. DeRitter has not been his night. Two of 4 at the line, 1 of 8 in the field. And this is a kid who withdrew from the draft in mid-June, was potential 2nd round picks. Going to turn 23 in January. And he's a first-year player, but has 2 years of eligibility. There's a lot of thought that this may be his only year in college.
There's a lot of scouts at every game. There's some here today.
Who do you think they've been impressed by?
I think Jakari White's athleticism has been impressive.
Rice sticks a 3 right over. And that snaps what was an 8-0 Virginia run.
I think Onyenso has been impressive. He's had a big game. And then, of course, Dallin Hall's had a really good game for Virginia.
Grunlow, 3, no. And DeRitter got pushed in the back going for the rebound. Is this a game that will prepare either team particularly well for their respective conferences? How physical it's been?
Well, Virginia was picked 5th in the ACC, so I definitely think the physicality, certainly in the first half, the physicality was at a higher level than it has been here in the second, believe it or not. It's part of the reason why both teams shot it so poorly. I think they're learning that, you know, without DeRitter having a big game, that they can handle some adversity that Maryland showed them early on. But, I mean, you got to win these games at home.
DeRitter missed the front end of the one-on-one. He's 2 for 5. And then he gets his hand in the cookie jar, and he will send Rice to the line for a one-on-one. Third foul on DeRitter.
We were just talking about physicality, right? You can't put 2 hands in a guy's chest and push him. That's a foul.
5 points, 3 fouls for DeRitter. Miles Rice, who is 19 for 20 at the line this year, will shoot a 1-and-1. And Rice calmly hits the first. Devin Tillis going to come back in the game, replace DeRitter with 4:23 to go.
I think Ryan Odom has been incredibly calm and poised. He's got an older team. Even when, you know, Maryland would make a run or make a push, or even when they tied the game here in the second half, there was just adjustment, just one tactical move out of another, keeping the emotion out of it. You know, just staying poised.
He hasn't really been in our periphery much because he's a very calm presence on the sideline for a guy who's in his first year here. First quote-unquote high major year, though he has had some wonderful jobs. VCU, Utah State, and of course UMBC, notorious here for their first ever 16-over-1 NCAA tournament win in the men's game over Virginia. White hits a 3. He's got 15.
He's been terrific. He's been athletic. He's active. This is a deep Virginia team.
Grunlow pokes it out of bounds. Jakari White has 15. He's got 3 threes. He's got 4 free throws. And he's got a dunk that's still ringing around the rafters here at John Paul Jones Arena. They won't soon forget this one in the Commonwealth.
So I got this friend that said T-Mobile's network used to suck. His words.
A lot of things used to suck, like cell phones the size of frozen lasagnas. But things change, and after a giant test of millions of customers and data points, now T-Mobile has the best network, by like a lot. Check it out for yourself. You can switch to T-Mobile from your phone in just 15 minutes and see what it means to have America's best network. Hey dude, you won't believe where I am.
At Burger King, you write the rules of value.
New rule number 82. Everyone gets what they want. Now we choose the deal. So I get exactly what I want, and so does the Picky Princess.
There's something for everyone with the $5 duo or $7 trio.
Now you can get Zaxby's Asian Sensation flavor on salad, their famous chicken finger, or in a giant wrap. Hey, buddy. Hey.
Sauce.
You sauced out. Have an egg roll. The Asian Sensation menu. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
Spread joy and save with Optimum this holiday season. Get fast, fiber-powered internet now, starting at only $25 a month. And for a limited time, lock in your price for 2 years. Plus, get up to $100 back. Hurry, this holiday sale ends soon. Call or go online today.
Life is better with options. Your investments could be too. With versatile trading products and global data, Cboe gives you the tools to trade in any market environment.
You could buy on your own. You could get a lender, get showings, get through all the paperwork, get an inspector, get the negotiations, get a stress rash, and finally get ready to close. Or you could get an agent who's a realtor with the expertise and ethical training to make home happen.
We all have a name. It will be called. It will be tested. And it will live on. By the people it inspires.
Clorox Scentiva. Cleans like Clorox. Smells like cherry blossom. Experience long-lasting freshness with new Clorox Scentiva Cherry Blossom.
At Wayfair,
Guys, there are so many electric freshmen in college basketball this year. It's been an old man's game today with Dallin Hall 19, but you hear Cameron Boozer, Caleb Wilson for UNC, Malik Brown Jr. for Louisville. Of course, not a true freshman, but Testa Ritter, who's 22, is a first-year player for UVA. Chance Mallory, a freshman. I mean, this league alone, and there are so many great freshmen in college basketball. A.J. DeBonsa, Darren Peterson among them. As redshirt freshman, Andre Mills scores.
There's a bucket on an ATL.
Yes.
Yeah, just to finish up your point, I mean, Cam Boozer's must-see TV. Like, Duke's won 9 in a row, playing up in the Garden. Billis and Schulman on the call. Should be a lot of fun.
Is he the player of the year early on for you,
Right
Boozer?
now he is.
There's Hall, who has not missed.
I mean, there's only 2 guys that are averaging 20 and 10, and they're both playing in that game next. J.T. Toppin's the other guy.
Mallory with his first bucket. He's done everything but score until now for Virginia. Shout out to Yaxa Lendeborg at Michigan as well, who's certainly in the player of the year conversation. Maryland just saw him.
We were talking about Mallory earlier in the game. The guy averages 12 points on 6 field goal attempts. That shows how much he can impact the game in other ways and score. It's steals, assists, it's his ability to get to the free throw line. That's how he gets 12 points on 6 shots.
You know, Ryan Odom told us about a practice that Virginia had. Their last game was 11 days ago, so to be fair to them for a tough first half, they hadn't played in a long time. They beat Maryland Eastern Shore. He gave them 2 days off. They had finals exams, and he said, I didn't know how we'd respond practicing after 2 days off. And he said it was the most competitive, best practice I've ever had after a couple of days off. And he singled out Chance Mallory, said he raised our level in that practice.
He got a couple of offensive rebounds. He started talking some trash, and that raised the level instantly.
He's impacted the game in every way but scoring. And here's the guy who has scored 20, Dallin Hall. That's his first miss of the game. It comes on a free throw, and not a big deal because it's grabbed by Grunlow, who is fouled. Well, Virginia will highlight Monday night's ACC Network men's doubleheader. They don't play for 11 days. Now they're going to play in 2 days, hosting American, final game before the holiday break. And then the aforementioned Caleb Wilson in North Carolina, hosting East Carolina. Doubleheader starts at 6 Eastern on the ESPN app. Nice win for UNC today over Ohio State. And the return debut of Seth Trimble is a big, big deal for the Tar Heels.
Adds to their depth, gets their veteran leader back. You don't like to see anybody get hurt, especially when this is their last year.
Missed 9 games, 36 minutes.
36 minutes back.
A really good Carolina team with only 1 loss on the year. Wins over Kansas, Kentucky, now Ohio State. Step back jumper here will go. Nice looking stroke from Isaiah Watts. Makes it a 13-point game with 2:20 to play. Hall with 18 of his 20 since the break. 3 shy of a career high. Bumping into Coit, into Grunlow. Got a ton of height on Saunders, and he easily flips it over.
I mean, what a beautiful soft touch inside. It's the first time we've seen Virginia double the block as well, so there's a lot of ways that Virginia can play. They have a lot of weapons with great depth. Chance Mallory, as small of a player as he is, it has never prohibited him from having success because he's got the competitive heart that you just can't measure.
Same you could say for that guy. Coit pops a 3 in his face. 13 points all in the second half for Diggy. 90 seconds to play. Virginia on the verge of 10-1. Mallory finds himself alone.
Well, they go clear out. 2-man game on the naked side. We've seen Virginia score a lot on their transition game, not having to run a lot of offense, really. I mean, because they've been so effective playing fast in their transition game up the floor.
Foul by White with 1:07 to go. You know, they might get to 80 again. After a 24-point first half, they put up 51 in 18 minutes and 53 seconds here in the second. You mentioned their efficiency. That is efficiency.
I think that's the thing that's so impressive about them is the amount of players that Ryan Odom has at his disposal to play, and to play the tempo that they want to play and control the tempo with that efficiency.
Remember Virginia, we showed you the top, and they won. Like, they didn't score a lot, but they didn't allow any points. They played at a slow tempo, as slow as anyone in the country. They won Tony Bennett. It's just a different style now. It's not run and gun. It's just a little bit less deliberate offensively. And after 3 80-point games a season, the last 16 years, Tony Bennett, Ron Sanchez, which included a national title, incredible success, they've scored 89 of the first 10.
I mean, philosophically, the biggest difference to me between what Ryan Odom does and what success Tony Bennett had is that Ryan Odom sends 5 guys to the offensive glass. You know, there might be a couple of guys at the nail, but they're going to the glass. And Tony Bennett elected to get back and play quarter-court defense in the pack line. Just a difference. Still successful.
Maryland still fighting, by the way. A couple of offensive rebounds on that possession. Watts hit a 3. It's a 10-point game.
And when you send 5 to the glass and you full-court press, it makes sense. It flows right into your full-court pressure by crashing the glass.
Maryland not looking to foul right now at down 10, and they will foul. 18 seconds into the shot clock. Mills bumps Tillis. So it's going to be double bonus the rest of the way.
And for Buzz Williams, I mean, there's no question that there's certain lineups on the floor that are better rebounding and better effort on the defensive end. There's certain lineups that are better decision makers with the basketball on the offensive end. And it's still a work in progress figuring it out. Process, right? It's a process.
And this has all been without Pharrell Payne today. Their leading scorer, leading rebounder. Now, Maryland does not give specific injury updates. We saw Payne certainly hurt his knee in the game against Michigan Saturday, but the hope is it is not a long-term injury. 6'9", 240, 17.5 points, 7 rebounds a game. He will be needed in the rigors of the Big Ten.
He will factor in. And if you know Buzz, it's a blueprint that's mapped out with detail, analytics, and feel for the game. And he is very much a visual teacher.
They're going to call their final timeout. The Terps will be back in 30 for the final 37.
Versace Aero.
Virginia team that returned 4 points from last year, not per game, 4 points total. Remember, Tony Bennett shocked the college basketball world on the eve of last season, retiring. Ron Sanchez took over in a really tough spot. One of the great people in the game. His Virginia team, though, 15-17. He was not retained, and Ryan Odom returned to Charlottesville, the place he fell in love with basketball. He has built winning programs at every stop, and it looks like he's building one here.
I don't think there's any question right now. If you are following Joe Lunardi, he's got him projected on the 6th line. It's early. We're not even at Christmas, and Joey Brackets has got his work already putting out. Some good conversation anyway. But I think Virginia's played a good schedule. This is what they have upcoming. Of course, as you mentioned, Monday, and then they'll get right into ACC play right after the Christmas holiday. Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
That's right. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. We're going to be off for a little while. Not a lot of college basketball over the Christmas break. But when we come back and when New Year hits, it's conference play. It's go time. And Virginia's going to start with 2 tricky ones on the road at Virginia Tech and NC State.
And Ryan Odom throw a little zone out here.
And Coit is fouled again by Mallory. Ryan Odom, who was an assistant at Virginia Tech under our friend in the studio we've heard from today, Seth Greenberg, for 7 years. Was the interim head coach at Charlotte 2015, went to Nor Rhine for a year, UMBC for 5, Utah State for 2, VCU for 2, step by step up the ladder, and a place where he feels like, and the folks here feel like, he can stay for a long time and he can build something special. But there's a 2019 National Championship banner hanging. Not that long since Virginia had something truly special going. And they have invested in the team. Here's Onyensu.
It's just a really tough mistake to make.
Onyensu with 7 off the bench. Coit kicks it. Saunders good for 3. 7-point game. Maryland does not have a timeout remaining.
Gotta get a steal right here.
Tillis will be fouled with 12.2. 12 threes hit for Maryland, which had a season-high 14 last game. Buzz Williams felt like there was a lot of good to take out of the Michigan loss. It was their best offensive efficiency, their best offensive rebounding night of the season. There will be some good to take away here. It didn't look like a win, though, and then after Old Dominion, it's Big Ten play, and it's meaty everywhere in the heart of the Big Ten.
I think Buzz will have a lot of great film to break down. I think the mistakes are very much fixable. I think as they get healthy and they get Payne back, they're going to do some wreckage in the Big Ten.
Tillis at the line, 0 for 3. It's the second 78-70 3-possession game still. Maryland's got to have a 3 at some point here. Washington will take it in for a quick 2 at 5.9. Valerie gets fouled, and Virginia could get to the magic 80 again.
It's a 6-point game. You have to keep trying to extend the game if you're Buzz Williams.
So Virginia wins over Northwestern on a neutral court, at Texas, Dayton, in Charlotte. That was not a neutral environment, but it's technically a neutral court. Again, this is not a great net win at the moment, but another high major win. Their only loss was to Butler at the Greenbrier Classic in West Virginia. So they were picked 5th in the ACC. Where do you see them?
I see them finishing higher than 5th. I can tell you that. I think their depth, their size, their rim protection, the way they move the ball, and I think they showed us something on the defensive end today.
There's Mallory for that big round number at the end of the game. There's 80 for the 10th time in 11 games. Virginia hits the 80-point mark